If you like this channel and what I do here, please help to support my work by checking out one of my books, available from Lulu Publishing and Amazon.com. Thank you. Hi folks, Carl James here from Electric Media Madness, joined by Dan Ryan. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, Mandalorian again.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Episode 2 of Season 2, but it's actually Chapter 10, is it?
Yeah.
I've got the wrong notes here for the wrong episode. Yeah, Chapter 10, called The Passenger. What did you think? Initial thoughts? I mean, we are going to get into spoilers, so spoiler alert, There's going to be plenty in this video. Not that there really are many spoilers to speak of. But,
not a lot happens to progress the plot, really.
No.
I mean, not really anything happens to progress the plot. They just go towards a place which will progress the plot. So
yeah. It's very much a filler episode, and it's a bit disappointing after episode 1 because you kind of felt like it was, albeit not a lot really happened in episode 1, but it kind of you could see that it was moving towards something, especially with Tamora Morrison turning up at the end and things like that, and he's looking, and that's kind of the thing that's continued here. He's looking for the Mandalorians. You get so I mean, do you want to go through it, or do you want me to go through it? It's entirely up to you.
I mean, I can go through it. There's not a lot to go through, but
no, there isn't really, is there? Yeah. Go on then. You go. The plot.
Well, it starts off with them getting mugged, basically. And they tried to steal Baby Yoda, and Mandalorian does the badass things, and
that was a funny scene. That was where he trades the rocket pack to one of the raiders for Baby Yoda, and the little raider bloke walks off with the rocket pack, and then he just like activates it, and he's up, and you see him just fall out the sky, and the rocket pack just goes. That was really good. That was. Sorry, go on.
And then they go back and find out that there's a frog lady who can take them to her husband, who knows where Mandalorians are.
Yeah.
And it made me laugh because I had subtitles on Disney Plus, and it just said
I'd
frog.
never put them on.
It just says frog.
It just frog in language.
It says talking frog.
Talking frog. I suppose it's apt really with Disney, like Kermit the Frog and all that. Talking frog. But yeah, there's a bit of a strain. And we got a very brief bit of a language where she repaired one of the like droids or something like that. Is it the vocoder thing or something, vocalizer or something like it was called? And so briefly, Mando understood what she was saying. Sorry, go on.
They go into, after the frog lady agrees to help him and that, they go on the ship, and then they have a little interaction with some X-Wings, which was nice to see. It was nice to see some lovely HD X-Wings.
A bit concerning when they mentioned the New Republic, because there's been talk recently about how the possibility that elements of the Mandalorian might sort of decanonize the Disney sequel trilogy, but that's kind of been not necessarily, but we've got a mention of the New Republic now, so which was mentioned in the films. But, it's worth mentioning as well that the reason why the frog lady is traveling with them is because she's got like a canister of these eggs that are like her offspring. She's going to go and get fertilized by her husband when she meets up with him and that, and they're like the last thing. And they also can't travel at light speed, can they? They can't use hyperdrive.
They'll like dissolve
the
or
eggs.
whatever. Yeah. But Baby Yoda just sort of eats them.
Well, he eats a couple of them, doesn't he? He eats one at the beginning.
He eats a good 4 or 5.
yeah. And Mando has to keep stopping him, and so some of them survived, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, carry on then. So they have the encounter with the X-Wings.
And then there's a little chase on that looked really good.
Special effects were brilliant for that section, And
then they crash, and then there's like the ship's broken, there's a hole in the side and that, and they just sort of sit around and not do a lot for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, he's going to try and repair it, isn't he? and then she wanders off
to the hot springs. And,
hot spring, yeah, having a bath.
Yeah, and then Baby Yoda eats some spiders.
Yeah, it's like a spider egg. There's like those little eggs around them, isn't it? Yeah.
And then the bit from the Lord of the Rings where the spiders are chasing them, that happens.
Yeah. And again, that sequence was brilliant. I mean,
there was one bit I was like, just use the flamethrower. You have a flamethrower. Use the flamethrower, and then he finally did.
He did eventually, but it was right at the very end, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
It's like, use
I think he used it in the
place.
cave, and then he used it in the ship, didn't he? But all his gadgets and gizmos and that, no matter what he uses, he doesn't seem, because you think at one point he's killed the big, massive mother spider type thing. Uses a couple of like thermal detonator type things, and but then the spider reappears again, doesn't it, when they're trying to take off, and drops on the ship.
But yeah, after the big spider chase thing, the X-wing pilots come back and save them. They we know you've done some naughty things, but you've helped us a lot as well, so we'll let you off this time.
So they let him off, don't they?
Yeah, and
which is a bit of a plot convenience, but it's there. So.
And then the barely operating piece of shit takes off.
Yeah, that was another sequence that was funny, watching it coming off out the atmosphere into the space and that, trying to...
Just like lopsided with one engine
not working. With one engine, and,
And then the episode ends, basically.
That's it, really, isn't it? Yeah, it really is like just a bit of a journey, a bit of a trip to drop somebody off somewhere, and a bit of a chase with some X-Wings. Then they crash, a bit of a chase through some ice caves with some spiders. Then they get dealt with and they take off and leave. And that's pretty much it. There's really not a lot happens in the episode. Quite minimal on the dialogue as well. There's not a lot of dialogue in it, really.
No, there isn't, actually.
I mean, that's generally the case for The Mandalorian anyway. There's not a huge amount of dialogue in the episodes anyway. But, a lot more Baby Yoda this time, and I got a feeling that a lot of what they were doing with Baby Yoda in this episode was to sort of capitalize on the cuteness and all that kind of thing, appeal to those people that do like, although I have heard that the Baby Yoda thing is a bit sort of on the wane now. It's so who knows? I mean, I still see them, I still see the toys about, and I still see people buying them and things like that. So, but yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, in terms of notes, I didn't really have a lot because there wasn't a lot really to say. We had another visit from Peli Motto at the and then she's playing cards with Dr. Mandible, the alien, the insect thing, calls him Dr. Mandible, and that's what kicks off that deal with Frog Lady and looking for some more Mandalorians or that kind of thing. But I don't know about you, but I find it was nice to see a cameo from somebody from the previous season in the first episode, but I found her quite annoying in this episode. I don't know if it was
a little bit
acting and that. She reminded me a bit of that Tig Notaro from Discovery, the engineer.
Oh yeah.
That sort of dry. Yeah. It's a bit like that kind of thing, which I do find that sort of annoying. But she wasn't in it for a huge amount. It was only a couple of minutes, wasn't it? Really, all said. Mainly, it just. The mention of the effects work for it.
Yeah.
It looked fantastic.
Every other episode, it looked great. Yeah. It's a little bit disappointing compared to the first one.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
It's set up quite a lot in the first one.
And I did want to see that continue. And I suspected that it wouldn't. I suspected that it was going to be something that would be sort of eked out over a few episodes, possibly even the season. I mean, it would be really annoying if Tamora Morrison didn't turn up again until like the penultimate episode or the last episode of the season.
That might happen, to be honest.
That could happen, because we kind of stories that were started in beginning of season one, then pretty much got left until the end of the season again. So, so again, it's one of those things we'll just have to watch his space and see what happens. Anything you want to bring into?
I was a bit disappointed to see the runtime has gone down again, because I was hoping I think it was something like 37-ish minutes.
Yeah, it was a good 15 minutes or more, wasn't it? Shorter than the last 15.
I was hoping
minutes,
it'd go up to at least 40, but it didn't. So,
and I think we talked about that in our last video, didn't we? I think we said about the benefits this series would have by having sort of 45, 55-minute episodes, something in that region.
Yeah.
And a lot of people had speculated that they were going to go for more fuller length episodes this season, but clearly that's not the case. We're getting the same as last year again, where we're going to have sort of like, it's going to be sort of choppy and changing. You know, some will be longer, some will be shorter. Because there was a couple that were really quite short, weren't they, in the last season?
Yeah,
really.
There was some that were 30 minutes.
I
think there was one or two that were 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, it's very much one of those series where you kind of, if you want some of the lore, if you want some of the progression of the story, you are very much sort of sitting waiting. And what you're left with is standalone story of the week kind of thing. And the problem with Mandalorian is, with these standalone story of the week things, is not really a lot happens in these episodes. So you're kind of left to be sort of get excited by things like member berries and stuff like that. But there wasn't a lot of them in this episode either, was there?
Really.
It was just I think the Miss Dr. Mandible was a very similar looking creature to the one that was seen in the cantina in A New Hope. So that was kind of a member berry and the the X-wings and that kind of thing, but there really wasn't a lot else.
No, not really. But the thing, like with last season, with the whatever episodes where not it at least progressed something. Like it was like either like the relationship with Mando and Baby Yoda, or another character, or just Mando in general. But like this episode didn't really do anything.
No, it was a holding pattern. It was just nothing's been advanced about Baby Yoda, what he's all about, why he's being sought out and hunted down and all that kind of thing. That's nothing really has happened with that with that storyline, has it, at all?
I mean, I enjoyed the episode, but it didn't need to exist.
No, that's it, exactly. It was just a nice bit of fluff. Yeah, basically that's the way I looked at it. Yeah, so I think this is going to be a pretty short video for this one, but it's something that we're going to keep doing anyway. So shall we rate it?
So as I said, I thought it was a good episode, but it didn't need to exist, and it didn't really do anything for the show. So I'll give it like a 6.5. Yeah,
I was thinking 5.5. I think I didn't realise when I was looking at episode 1. I thought there was a lot of location work here and that, but. Apparently not. No, apparently it's there is some location stuff, but a lot of it is now done sort of digital and in studio with these sort of photorealistic backdrops and things like that they enhance as well and things like that. But it's certainly I'd imagine it's a very expensive way to make a television show. But I think in this day and age, with the ability to sort of go places and film and stuff like that, it probably makes that a lot easier. But it still looks good.
A lot of talented people behind it.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's one thing you can always say about this show, is it never looks cheap. It never looks shoddy. Unlike certain shows that we'll go unmentioned here. Seeing this is a Mandalorian video and not about that. But when you think about the amount of money that's thrown at some shows and how the CGI work is so sort of cut and paste, copy and paste, and all that kind of thing. This does look like you can see the money's there on the screen. So I think we'll leave it there for now then. Thank you for joining us. Please like the video, share it about if you can. We'd really appreciate it. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to click the notification button as well for updates on videos that are coming out. And Dan and I will see you again very, very soon. Take care.
Goodbye.